Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are doing a little bit of sorting out in preparation for breeding next year. We're down at the A flock, so in here we have the shearling ewes as well as the aged ewes, and there are a couple of B flock Russan crosses of the shearlings, but we don't need to worry about the shearlings because we're going to go through the aged ewes now to see if anything has problems that means it won't be able to breed with next year. I'll explain exactly what that means and why we're doing it as we get into the video, but I hope you enjoy, guys. There's plenty more we will be getting on with on top of that because the sun is out, the mowers have been on, and we're going to be haylage making too. Yeah, sit back, enjoy it. Sheep, tractors, you name it, we're doing it. So after last winter, we all know what happened with all the floods. The fields are still fairly wet. We got dry weekends, hopefully that will dry it up. The 30 mil we had earlier in the week will not have helped. But in a matter of fact, this is the field that they got stuck on in the winter. So this is the worst flooding field, and we're just trying to make the most of it by grazing it now. If you can see, this was meant to be a hay field, but it's just that wet. The grass hasn't grown that well. A lot of it's been underwater in June, if you remember, a month ago. So make the most of a bad year and get it grazed at least once. We're stuck here, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, we might have to go a different way. Or actually, that's quite deep. Yeah, we're not walking through that. It's short and t-shirt weather, but the field's saying it's waterproof and welly weather. If you can see past all this wetness, you'll be able to see there is a decent bite of grass. That teaches me for having the cockiness to leave the gate open, doesn't it? So they're now back in the field they should be in. Don't help that you tried to push them in the wrong direction too, does it, Joe? It don't matter. It don't matter. We've got all day. So I was getting on to with the field. A lovely, lovely bite of grass for them. But this should be knee high in seed, ready to be cut for hay. And yeah, the floods have just knocked it that badly. The only real bit that's got to head is probably a 20-yard patch around this gateway. The rest of it is just really good grazing grass, which I'm not going to complain about. But the farm business are missing out on what, 10-14 acres of hay, which is just not good. But yeah, there's just lying water all over this field. We had to watch where we were driving just to drop the wrapper off. Like, it shouldn't be like this in July, although it is going to be 29 degrees tomorrow, so it is going to be a little bit more like July, but better late than never.
It's only a short distance to the handling system, so it shouldn't be too difficult.
It's it, so I didn't jinx it. Good girl, good girl. And again, and again. Farming might not be the best paid job in the world, but the lifestyle is incredible. Just look. Dog just having a swim, sheep in, 5-minute drinks break, then we're off again. Boy, this flock, it just gets better every year. Like, looking at them just makes me proud. Started 10 years ago. And like, these ewes are looking absolutely amazing. They're in good condition. They've been dried off on some poorer ground, but as the clean breed, as I always say about the clean breed, they do well off of fresh air. So plan is now, unfortunately, some of these ladies are gonna go. We're looking for ewes that have bad bags and bad mouths or any other problems which would mean that they can't breed next year. When we've got them in the race, I'll give you some examples of some of the problems we may have, but to do that we need to get them into the race. So I'm just going to push a few up just like so, and then we'll get cracking. In here, anyone with orange and yellow tags, they're shearlings, so they don't need looking at. I've been for them plenty of times. We have two colours that we're using today. Red means they need to go, and they unfortunately leaving the flock. And orange, keep getting bit by flies. Orange is for bee flock, which is basically all the roof stands, just so when I come on the field I don't forget. I shouldn't forget because they've got brown faces, but I just want to make sure. Or if for any reason I see something that's a good breeder and it's in the wrong field, I'll just mark it so I know it is in the bee flock. Right, let's get cracker jack in. All bee flock on the farm or the commercial ewes all have an orange spot on their shoulder, so if they ever get mixed up, we know. This ewe is a good one to start with. If you can see under here, you'll see a bag. That is nice. You see that's all floppy, malleable, there's no lumps and bumps. That means that bag is perfectly fine. Basically, if there's any lumps in there, it probably means that they've had mastitis at some point, and that is bad because it means that it won't produce milk, or won't produce milk as well next year, and that obviously means they can't do their lambs well, and it's not fair on the lambs if they haven't got enough milk. It basically means we're producing egg lambs, which we don't want. Not fair on the mums, not fair on the lambs, not fair on us because we don't want to be bottle feeding. Anyway, that's good. Then next of all, we're looking at mouths. So here we've got a ewe. She's got a good mouth, I can just feel it. You see there, mouth full of teeth. I don't know if you got that. Can you see that?
Yeah.
You see there's a mouthful of teeth. So what we don't want is a broken mouth. We don't want them to have lost their teeth or be really gappy in the teeth, because it means they can't graze grass. And for the same reason as with the bag, it means they can't produce milk as well and hold condition as well. So it's not fair on them and the lambs for next year. We're basically making sure that this ewe is fit to breed. If she's not fit to breed, unfortunately, it is a business at the end of the day, and she won't be able to stay on the flock. There are a couple of pet sheep in here that Soph's picked before, and people that have come lambing, we do keep them, are nice, but 99% of the time we're treating it like a business and treating it properly. So that ewe is good for me. She's good on her feet too. That is another reason we might get rid of her. Basically, it's the 3 T's: teeth, tits, and toes. I forgot the last one there. If you ever want a tick off list when checking ewes, teeth, tits, toes. We've just come across a ewe that's just grazed the leg, so you can see down here, I don't know how well you'll see. There we are. Just going to whack a little bit of blue spray on there, make sure it dries up and it doesn't get infected. On top of the 3 T's, I'm also looking at the condition of the ewes as we get them in. You'll see here we've got a group of sheep. Feeling their backs just like that. That one's not in amazing condition, but that's good for me. That's good, that's good. We don't want them fat, we just want them good in a decent nick. But this one here, she's not recovered from lambing too well, and I actually know which ewe she was because she wasn't in good condition as she came into lambing. So unfortunately, because of that, I know that she's going to get a red spot there, just like that. So we're not going to keep her. I know her past, so it's better to be safe than sorry. As I was on about condition before, it can be a straight link to teeth and mouth. So if they've got a broken mouth, so they've lost teeth, as this ewe here, I'm just going to pass her to Georgia. She's a lovely camera assistant for this. We're going to open her mouth up and you'll see she's got missing teeth, just like that. Gappy, missing teeth. And she's also in poor condition, so you can feel her back there, you can just see her spine. Yeah, unfortunately, she's not got teeth, she can't eat grass, and you've got to just basically corn feed it. It's not cost effective. Oh god. Oh god. Prime example of proper broken mouth, just look there. Proper broken mouth, no teeth at all. Go chuck that. Another thing we just have to be wary of when going for these sheep are tooth abscesses. So I don't know if you see from that angle there, can you see how the side of that mouth, that ewe, is sticking out there? Just there. Can you see? There you can see really well there compared to the other side. That is a tooth abscess and she is not very fit too, so for the same reason as a broken mouth, she will not stay either, because that can cause her pain on top of any other problems. Looking really well. Come on girls, we are on to, there we are, the last handful now. I think we're about 30 left. We've got 17 we've picked out. Now, the majority, if I'm honest, have been bad mouths and poor condition. We've probably had about 5 with bad bags out of what, 210, 220 ewes. See that lump there? Grand total of 21. I'll pick that. Right. Good girls. Good girls. See like that one. Poor condition, bad mouth. Not what we want. Another good job done. So as I said before, that is 21 ewes we've picked out. We've still got to go through the B flock too, but 21 is probably about 10%. But you got to remember, we did send some of those that aborted really early with Campylobacter, and we also sent odd ones that had lambing problems as well earlier in the year. So we're probably at a total of about 40 that we've sent so far this year. And they're probably, well, they haven't gone yet, but will go, and I bet there's probably another handful in the B flock, so probably 45, 50. And out of the grand total of flocks, the flock last year was 270. That is somewhere in the region of like just under 20%. Obviously we have had losses and stuff too, so yeah, probably 20%. I will say one thing though, the flock here is still a very young flock, so we're always putting more shearlings in than we're taking age rams out, because we're trying to grow the flock year on year. So we will find our culling rate is probably quite low. As we balance out and find the number we're happy with, so this year we're hoping to put about 300 to the top. It might be probably getting to that balance point of the numbers we're happy to carry on with. But yeah, 21, and also it's a good income for the farm. Say earlier this year they were probably about 140 head. They're probably more like what, 100, 120 head now, but that is a good way to keep the flock going and get that cash flow going. And yeah, can't do much more of them. I'm going to leave them actually for a couple of weeks to put some condition on, so we'll come back to these in the meantime. You're meant to be cooling off.